My name is Hung Yang, and I am a GIS analyst here at the City of Mississauga under the IT division. I am part of the Open Data Program team, and I will be leading off the webinar with the land acknowledgement statement. We acknowledge the land which constitutes the present day City of Mississauga as being part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and Wyandot nations. We recognize these peoples and their ancestors as peoples who inhabited these lands since time immemorial. The city of Mississauga is home to many global indigenous peoples. As a municipality, the city of Mississauga is actively working towards reconciliation by confronting our past and our present, providing space for indigenous peoples within their territory to recognize and uphold their treaty rights and to support indigenous people. We formally recognize the Anishinaabe origins of our name and continue to make Mississauga a safe space for all indigenous people. Here is the agenda for this webinar. We'll introduce who we are, cover the challenge statement, provide resource information, and what to expect on event day. I will pass it over to Rajni. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rajni Gupta. Thanks, Hung, and warm welcome to each and every one of you who has joined. I'm supervisor of data management group and also open data program lead for the city. In my team, I have Hung Yang, who spoke earlier, who is our GIS analyst. We have Katie, who is our property specialist, and Justin is our GIS stormwater team. So we all four make open data program team for the city. We are part of the larger group under the IT division. We support cities, GIS, and CAD solutions. I'll now pass it on over to Jonathan, who is the Director of Education with Go Open Data Association. Over to you, Jonathan.
Thanks, Rajni. And I have to say, you are an amazing team to work with. Wonderful time of partnering. So Go Open Data, I'm the Director of Education, as Rajni pointed out. GOOD for short. GOOD's mission is to use the principles of open data to promote open government and sustainable community well-being. We are a volunteer organization that collaborates with municipalities to organize events like this, as well as webinar lunch and learns, and an annual conference in early May. Our last Hackathon challenge was a partnership with the City of Kitchener. With severe weather events on the rise, open data is crucial for climate change adaptation. We eagerly await your innovative, creative, and entrepreneurial solutions. A heartfelt thanks to all the teachers, professors, and students like yourselves who spread the word on short notice. Remember, this challenge is a team challenge. It's about doing something good for the residents of Mississauga that other municipalities can also benefit from. Your feedback after the event will help us with our Good Hack 25 next May. For this GIS Week event, you will have access to the expertise of this amazing City of Mississauga GIS team. I'll turn it back to Rajnas through the challenge, to give you the challenge overview.
Thank you, Jonathan. So as we know, climate change is one of the most significant challenges of our time. And urban areas like Mississauga are particularly vulnerable to its impacts. They get hotter, have more pollution, and face extreme weather conditions. Localized rainfalls can cause significant problems from flooding to infrastructure damage and even disrupt daily life. Cities have often trouble managing stormwater, and too much of rain can overwhelm our drainage systems. These all things make our life harder. One innovative solution we can explore is to use rooftops to mitigate these effects, as rooftops cover large areas. By transforming rooftops into green spaces, solar panel installations, and rainwater harvesting systems, we can make a substantial difference in our city's resilience to climate change. Our goal for Hackathon is to harness the power of data and technology to create innovative solutions that help us better understand and manage these situations. There are different ways for going with these innovative solutions. What we are at this time suggesting, you can go for any, whatever you like, transforming our rooftops into green spaces. So green rooftops can significantly reduce urban heat islands by absorbing heat and providing insulation. They improve air quality by filtering pollutants and carbon dioxide outside of the air. Green rooftops can also enhance biodiversity by providing habitats for various species of plants, birds, and insects. They help manage stormwater by absorbing rainwater, which reduces runoff and the risk of flooding. Panel installations. Solar panels convert sunlight into electricity, providing a renewable and sustainable energy source. Installing solar panels on rooftops can reduce electricity bills and dependence on fossil fuels. These can be integrated with battery storage to provide power even when the sun is not shining. Government incentives and rebates can help offset the initial cost of solar panel installations. Coming to harvesting rainwater, it involves collecting and storing rainwater for later use, reducing the demand on municipal water supplies. It can be used for irrigation, flushing toilets, and even drinking if properly treated. This system can help mitigate the effects of drought and reduce water bills. Rainwater harvesting can help mitigate also reduces stormwater runoff, which can help preventing flooding and erosions. There are different tools and techniques which you can use. One could be to use heat maps. These allow us to visualize data in a way that highlights areas of concern, such as regions with high temperature or heavy rainfall. By analyzing these maps, one can identify patterns and trends that may not be immediately apparent with raw data sources. In addition to heat maps, you may want to use information gathered by rainfall gauges. These provide precise measurement of rainfall, giving us data to make informed decisions. By integrating data from multiple gauges, you can have a comprehensive picture of rainfall distribution across the city. So using these heat maps, you may know like, okay, this area is having red area heat map, and they're providing any of this green roof or harvesting rainwater would be beneficial. Now, there are additional tools and techniques. I'll not go through details of these, like this document will be provided to you, and you can try to look onto these on your own. Our expectations for these hackathons are very high. We want to see creative solutions that not only address the problem, but also push the boundaries of what is possible with open data. We encourage you to think outside the box, collaborate with your peers, and leverage the diverse skills and perspectives in the room. Coming to impact, so this is not just about winning a prize, it is about making a real impact on the community. Your work would lead to innovations that help protect our city from the effect of climate change and improve the quality for all the residents. Over to you, Justin. Thank
All right.
you.
All right. So my name is Justin, and I'll be doing an overview of the resources pages that we called up for our participants. So the first page is just so the first page is just basically the hackathon splash page, which basically gives you all the general info of the hackathon, the challenge statements, why you join, and the event details. Okay? And yep, if you click on the resource page, this is our main resource page that we cobbled together for the participants. So this page gives you a webinar about digital twins. You'll find links to various open data portals. Okay. If you go a little faster, huh? Yeah. Okay. And if you scroll down, you find frequently asked questions. So any questions that you ask we can't answer, we'll add the questions to this page for you. Okay. And if you go to the data source page, okay. So this page contains this this page contains uh, links to various layers that's found on the open data portals. It's just an easier way, like this suggestion to help you find data within the various portals. You don't have to use these layers specifically, but it just basically a way to help you find a data quickly. Okay, okay. And finally, the Pew Region help page. The Peer Review help page. This is handy for anyone who's new to the open data. So this page will show you how each poll works, because most polls use ArcGIS Hub as a storage, and this will show you the spatial data formats that is used. So most of the time it'll be shapefiles, file database, KML, which is good for Google Earth, and various APIs such as GeoService and GeoJSON. Yeah. And there's also various tools that you can use, like such as ArcGIS Online, Carto, Mapbox. These, these are all free tools that are available online for you to use, as well as Google, as well as the different tabular software such as Excel or Google Sheets. Okay? And that is pretty much it on my end.
Hi, everybody, and I will be talking about uh, some general guidelines for the expectations on the day of the hackathon. I will be talking about the location of Mississauga City Hall and City Banquet, the contact for the morning when you arrive at City Hall, agenda for the day, judging criteria, prizes, and where to submit the final solution. Uh, First, I want to say that booklet for the hackathon document will be sent to all the participants, and in this document there are way more detailed information for everything that we talked about today. But just briefly, for those of you coming with a public transit, the City Hall is an 8-minute walk from City Center Transit Terminal. This is the aerial view of City Hall, and if you will be driving, the red arrow is where the parking entrance for the City Hall is. Note that the parking is accessible only from Duke of York driving south. Civic Center is the paid parking facility. We are looking into providing all the participants and guests during the event with a parking pass, but still you have to display parking ticket on the dashboard. There are multiple parking machines in the parking lot. Just follow the instructions that we'll provide to you, and you will have to enter your car plate, car license plate, and the code that we will be sending to you later. This is the plan of the uh, first floor of the City Hall. Now, the tower elevators are different than the elevators coming from the parking. Coming from the parking, you have to first stop on the ground floor. On the ground floor, there will be signs and also two people, city staff that will be helping, guiding you to the tower elevation. The City Banquet Hall is located on the 12th floor. There is a free access to this one. You don't need special kind of access. And the easiest way to access the tower elevators for the City Banquet Hall is from Living Car Center Drive. But again, there will be people with labels, name tags on on them, so you will be able to ask for help if you need some. This is the agenda for the hackathon. The registration will start from at 8 o'clock and it will be open till 9 o'clock. During this time, continental breakfast will be served. There will be some welcoming remarks that will start at 9 o'clock. And the team hacking will start at 9:30 and will continue till 2:20. Now, because of the big number of participants and teams that we have registered, we will not be able to accommodate all of you in one room. When you register, you will be provided with information in what room at the number of the table that your team will work. Please remember this because you have to go to this place when you start working. At 12
Sorry to
o'clock,
interrupt you here, Katie.
yes,
So one thing we want to make sure that at the beginning, when you come for the registration, all of you will be coming to C-Bank. And then from there on, somebody from us will be taking you to your rooms.
yes. So at 12 o'clock, lunch will be served on 12th floor in C banquet. Because of dietary restrictions, we will not be able to serve in the different rooms. So you can, if you are not in C banquet, you can come and pick up your lunch and take it to the room when in which you are working. The team presentations will start at 2:30 and they will continue until all the teams make their pitch. In the end, the results will be announced. Consider that because of the number of the teams, the event might last longer than 4:30. Next one, Hank. Okay. These are some milestones. It is just a general suggestion from us that you might consider about how to split your time so that to be able to finish on time. Again, these are just general suggestions. You are not obliged to follow them. And this you will be able to see this again in this hackathon booklet that will be provided for you. The judging criteria is here, and these are the criteria by which your presentation will be judged. Each team will have 3 minutes to pitch their solution, followed by 1 or 2 minutes for questions and answers from the judges. We will be very strict at the timing, especially there is a big number of teams. So you have to consider what time you have to allocate the longest in your pitch for what is the main point that you want to make in your pitch. The project will be judged by quality of solution, innovation in integration, and quality of the final pitch. And there will be prizes. The teams will compete in 2 categories, and in each category, there will be winners. In the high school teams, there will be first and second prize rewarded. And the post-secondary teams, there will be first, second, and third prize, and honorary mention for third, fourth, and fifth place. For all the participants in the hackathon, they will receive certificate of participant. And this is for your final solution. You will be provided with a link for a box account that you can where you can submit your final solution. Thank you for your commitment, and thank you for being here, and thank you for making the difference. Good luck to everyone.
Also, aside from my apologies, I neglected to mention in my visual page that we actually do provide baseline costs for solar panels and green, blue, and white roofs. So you can find those costs is available to you in the booklet that we will provide for you through email.
And you are not just limited to using whatever resources we have provided. Please feel free to use whatever information you want to.
Jonathan, do we want to? Have you gone through some of the? I'm just going to go through some of the questions that came up through the chat. Will this be recorded? Yes. Okay.
Does anyone have any questions?
Please, yeah, if you have any questions, just type them in the chat and we'll see. We'll go through them. Otherwise, again, if you do have any questions from now until the event on Tuesday, please feel free to send it to opendata@mississauga.ca. We'll try our best to answer your questions.
Okay, yeah, there's two questions in the chat, Hong.
Yeah, I apologize. My computer froze, but I'm back.
Okay. One of the question is, any popular language works as a solution, right? So we present something in our scimitar code backing the presentation, correct? Yep. Any solution that you come up with, whether it doesn't matter the language that, like the popular language you can use, any language you're familiar with, your knowledge and your skills, it's all comes into play, right? So if you're comfortable with a certain language, that's fine. Will we be told the coding prompt during the event? Can you, Justin or Rajani or anyone, can you answer that, or because I'm not familiar
I'm
with
also not getting
understanding.
what Mustafa is trying.
Yeah, Mustafa, could you explain what
Will
the
we be
coding
told
prompt
before?
is?
Maybe you can unmute yourself, Mustafa, and we can try to understand what you're trying to find out.
Well, he can't do that. Just let me see if I can.
Okay.
I'm just having problems with can you unmute Mustafa? Oh, you can't speak.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's fine.
So he's asking, like the problem that we are going to code a solution for. So if I'm understanding it correctly, the challenge statement is leveraging roofs to address climate change, and whatever way you want to present your solution, it is entirely up to you. Yes, so the problem statement is leveraging roofs to address climate change.
So, Mustafa, can you send Justin, if you put your email in the chat, he can send you.
He could get it now. Yeah.
Yeah. And while we're waiting for that,
we'll send the booklet. We'll be sending the booklet out after the this webinar, either today, late today, if not early tomorrow morning.
Good. And also the recording,
correct,
for those that couldn't make it or are in a situation where they can't view it. Maybe they're in the lecture hall. But for the secondary teams, I will be in that room. We had 7 secondary teams register, and we can adapt the schedule to the secondary school schedules if that's necessary. So please reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat. Any teachers that may be online or students that need to align their participation with their school day schedule.
Also, I'd like to just make one extra statement. If you're coming from UTM, because I know a lot of people might take the 110 bus. And Maui actually now has a new bus called the 126 that runs along Burnethorpe, and that'll take you directly in front of Civic Center. So that might be an option for students who want a quicker trek to Civic Center on Tuesday.
Yes, in the booklet that we will be providing, there are quite a few options how to reach City Hall.
Yeah.
By public transportation.
So we have a question about 7 teams. So the 7 teams are only for secondary school, and we have 22 other teams for post-secondary. So that is why we have to limit our timing. So judges are not common. So there is a separate judging for secondary school students and separate for post-secondary. And there is a question hung about file formats.
Yeah.
So what file formats are acceptable for the submission?
We were planning on
Shape files would be best, like if in any way they can convert it to shape file,
No,
or we should
no,
be able to do it ourselves, right?
yeah, the file format is okay. Like we should be able to handle most file.
Yeah,
many
we
of
will
the
be able
file
to do
formats
that.
we'll be able to accept.
Yeah.
We will provide a box account folder where the teams can upload their submission. So one of the, I guess we'll be looking for the presentation and then I guess their work if they the final solution.
Yeah. So yes. So don't worry with the file format too much. Like we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
For you.
Like if you would like to get any question answered after this webinar, please feel free to reach us on opendata@mississauga.ca. We'll be monitoring it very closely.
Can you type that into the chat?
Yeah.
Ashley?
There is another question for working from the cloud. Who can take this?
Well, just to answer that question, you're responsible if there's any fee for using the cloud service. But otherwise, yes, whatever tools are available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did we mention that please bring your own laptop?
Yeah. Yes, we didn't mention that at the beginning, but yes, most of the participants or everyone should be bringing their own laptops. Make sure it's fully charged prior to the event as well. Bring your chargers. We will provide power cords, power bars on the day of, but yeah.
And also for the cloud, Missile does have a robust a Wi-Fi network. So you don't have to worry about connectivity in Mississauga.
So the competition is separated between post-secondary and secondary.
The judging is separated actually. It's the same thing for
problem statement is same for both.
Yes.
But the judging is different for secondary and post-secondary. The title is same. The challenge statement, that is same.
Yes.
One of the purposes of having the two is so that the secondary would not be competing against graduate students, but at the same time, you will be able to see their pitches and it will show you what kind of pathways you can expect once you transition from secondary into the workplace, college, or university. And to answer the question about addressing it through a programming lens only, that is a misperception of a hackathon. The hackathon obviously had its roots in coding, but we really encourage that you have a multidisciplinary team so that you are focusing on the design and the implementation of your solution from a multiple perspective lens. You want to be thinking about design, you want to be thinking about the business case, and you want to be thinking about your communication. How do you visualize this solution? And how do you anticipate and answer the questions before they arise as you make your elevator pitch?
Like it could be like for solar panel installation, it could be like return on investment, how much you are investing and in how many years you will get the returns.
The other
Yeah,
critical thing to consider here is cost avoided. I will give you one concrete example. We had a small, medium-sized survey company demonstrate a Trimble X7 360 LiDAR total station for surveying accurate data below 1 millimeter of 1 millimeter accuracy. He demonstrated this to our secondary school students so that they could bring that point cloud into the CAD program to design a rain garden and to design something for their roof. And that was for a grade 12 computer technology class. And what I wanted to say about that is that in the past, it would take them a crew of 3 with a total station 2 days to map out a bridge. And with this new tool, one person was able to do it in 8 hours. So when we update the floodplain maps in the town of Coburg, that small, medium-sized business will be able to come in and do the work more efficiently and be able to do more of that work with this technology, enhancing the capacity of this field survey technician.
And Hunt, I believe we will be uh, providing a file for Mississauga downtown roof shapes in 3D.
We
If any
will.
of the students want to use that.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is
following this,
very. No, I was just going to say that the file that we'll be providing, this is for area when there are high-rise buildings, there are also low-rise buildings, so all kinds of proofs you can play with.
Yeah. Basically, as I said before, like you could do you're welcome to do whatever you want to come up with your pitch. You're not limited to just one discipline. So
And that is what the title is. Sky is the limit. Like you
yeah,
figure out what your
yeah,
solution is going to be.
yeah,
And there is a question, is there any specific application we need to see that file?
there's an open source GIS program called QGIS that can be downloaded and viewed. Um, I believe Justin has mentioned it in the resources.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
available in there. Yes.
yeah. It's real. It's very simple to use. It's a very easy to use program.
Yeah. We'll do our best to answer any questions and support all the participants. So just feel free if there's any other questions that come up in between now and the event.
And
There will
during
be
hackathon day also, sorry, Katie, we will have subject matter experts in the room to answer any questions which you may have.
Motion detected at your front door.
Well, if there's no other questions, again, please, if there are any, just email us at opendata@mississauga.ca. We'll be monitoring that email from now until Tuesday, just so that any questions that come up, we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Yes, and I would encourage looking at Mustafa's question there about any specific application we would need to see that file.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest looking at the resource page. We did a webinar on November the 5th, and the recording is on the resource page. If you listen to the comment and question and answer, listen to the presentation by Darko from Toronto Metropolitan University Engineering Department. And they're doing the research on the Credit Valley Conservation Smart Blue Roof in the city of Mississauga. And in there, he will talk to you about how they are hoping to extend that research to other rooftops. And it would be very useful for you to listen to his response to a question like Mustafa's.